on camera or all right. Well, good evening and welcome to Let's Talk. I'm Senator Melanie Griffith, and I'm joined here by an incredible team who helped bring an idea into reality over the past year. We created Let's Talk to provide an opportunity for our constituents from their own home to get important information about different topics that we have had the opportunity to bring expert presenters to the Zoom and have them share from their expertise with our constituents. This information will be available via YouTube. At the end, I will ask someone for the team to share how you can access this program via YouTube. Tonight, I want to especially thank Letitia Beal, who really worked on this event to, applause, who worked on this event to bring to our community ideas about things that we can do right here in Prince George's County this summer. We spent some time before we started the Zoom as an icebreaker, just talking about experiences that we've all had with vacations and travel, but we know many of us may not be aware of all of the opportunities to engage in activities with friends, family, or by ourselves right here in Prince George's County. And so we are delighted this evening to be joined by Mr. JuWann Jones, who's been employed by the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission since December of 2013. He currently serves as the Recreation and Event Coordinator Manager for Southern Recreation and Leisure Services Division of Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. He also serves as an overseer of the Strike Force Drumline, Majestic Elites Band, and look, I just love the art, so really thrilled to hear about that. And if you have time, Mr. Jones, we'd like to hear a little bit about what's happening with that as well. He is responsible for the extreme team programming, virtual programming content, come out and play outdoor activities, marketing and outreach mobile units. And some of our folks may not be familiar with that. I've been in Prince George's County since 1985, so I'm pretty familiar with some of the things that I just mentioned. But I hope you will share what you brought to present, as well as anything else that you think the group might be interested in. How we generally run Let's Talk is we're going to turn the Zoom room over to Mr. Jones, and we invite those who are participating during the live program to ask questions if you have any in the Zoom room. At the end of the presentation, we'll also open it up if you want to ask Mr. Jones questions directly. We can facilitate that. We don't do stump the presenter. We just ask for information and hope we can get some questions answered. So with that, welcome. I want to Mr. Jones. I don't know if you've met our full team from my office, so we'll have everyone introduce themselves and then we'll turn the Zoom room over to you. All right, so again, I'm Senator Melanie Griffith, represent Legislative District 25, and I did mention earlier that we're joined by Commissioner Harriet Irving from the City of District Heights, so want to acknowledge her and thank all of you for coming. Team, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Ms. Sharma, you want to go first? All right, my name is Letitia Beal. I'm Senator Griffith's Chief of Staff.
I'm Karen White, and I am the Special Assistant.
I'm Najee Bailey. I'm Senator Griffith's Legislative Aide.
Sharma Brousseau, Community Liaison, is muted. I just want to thank them all. Couldn't do what I do without this team, and thank you. Mr. Jones, you have the Zoom room.
Good evening, everyone. Can I ask a real question before I get started? Do you all hear echo? Okay, I don't know if it was me. I'm so used to doing MS Teams, so Zoom is still fairly new.
We have two mics activated for you. Do you want me to mute one of them and see if that helps?
That might be the problem.
That looks like it did it.
Okay, good deal.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to attempt to share my screen so you all can see the presentation. So if you could just let me know if it comes up.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. So again, good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to come in and talk. Don't know why that's up there. That is on the screen. There we go. All right. So again, I'm JuWann Jones, Recreation Event Coordinator Manager for Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Department of Parks and Recreation, Prince Georgians County. I'm a member of the Southern Recreation Leisure Services Division team. So we're more so the southern part of the county. So we kind of split from Central Avenue all the way down to Brandywine. So that's where I am now at the new SART facility down in Brandywine. Don't know what just happened. That was weird. Okay. So I just want to talk to you all about some of our programs that we're offering. Hopefully some exciting things for everyone. Hopefully these are some things that people heard of, and then hopefully some things that people will be excited about being a part of. So as you know, as of March 2nd, 2022, we actually went to being optional for face mask covers. So it took a lot of thought and consideration for that. It's more so for indoor than outdoor. As you know, we're still adjusting to navigating through COVID-19 and the pandemic. So currently right now, the only programs that we require masks are for our preschool programs, before and after school, which is also our licensed programs, and a therapeutic recreation. So we haven't moved forward for removing it until hopefully we get to 100% capacity, and then we can kind of revisit the idea of being maskless for everyone. We're still encouraging 6 foot distance as best we can, but we know people naturally draw to each other. And then of course, we tell people at any point, if you're feeling sick, please stay home. Just take caution for everyone. So some of our community centers, just some amenities that we have are gymnasiums, fitness or wellness rooms, meeting and multi-room space, computer labs, and game rooms, and dance studios. So most of our rooms are multi-use for the most part. So we also rent those spaces out. So what's in your area? Right now, we're going to talk about Westphalia, which is more of the northern part for our division. So Westphalia Community Center, which is in Upper Marlboro. Really beautiful facility, fitness center, gymnasium, playground, actually interactive playground in some aspects. Multi-purpose room, tennis court, and a teen lounge. Facilities open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2. Closed on Sundays. There should be Sunday. No Forestville Community Center, which is at the border of Forestville, District Heights. It's kind of split a little weird a little bit. So it's right there. It's actually adjacent and connected to North Forestville Elementary. So they have a baseball, softball diamond, fitness center, football field, game room, gymnasium, imagination playground, gone fishing playground, multi-purpose room, and tennis court. They're open Monday through Thursdays, 1:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Fridays, 1:30 to 7 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then Sundays, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. All right, so how do you sign up for a Parks Direct account? So has anybody been into any of our facilities? A few? All right. So with that, of course, we let anyone come in, whether you're Prince Georgians or you're someone outside of the county. But we encourage everyone to get a Parks Direct account, which is our membership. Depending on your age, there are some fees associated with it. Typically for youth up to the age of 17 and seniors 60 and older, they get a free membership. Anyone in between that age, there is a fee. And we have different levels of membership, whether you just want to have a $25 membership just to come in to play basketball per month. You want to do it by the year. So it's just really based on what you're looking for, what that determines what you need. Okay. And you can also, if you have an account, you can register to rent out park facilities. And we do encourage people to have an account so they can rent out facilities in general. Because our community centers actually rent out, like I mentioned earlier. And then you can, of course, buy tickets for special events, socials, and those kind of things. And you can also sign up to be alerted about programs that we have going on. Or if there's some weather issues, you can hear about, hey, we're going to be closed today due to inclement weather. Or if there's an issue that a facility is having some work done, then you can register for that. So you'll just hear about what's going on at those particular community centers. And of course, to create an account, you can go to pgparks.com and create a new account. There's some information you have to enter. You enter that. In some cases, you also still have to come to the community center to verify your address. Because we do require verification. So when you register online, it's going to automatically make you a non-resident until we can verify that you actually live within Prince Georgians County or Montgomery County, because we are by county agency. So once it's verified, then we can then make you a resident. And then that way you get the resident fee opposed to the non-resident. And then we do have opportunities for individuals who may feel like they can't afford our programs that we offer. So we have a fee assistance program. And that ranges from a 20% discount to a 90% discount. And it really depends on your income, your family size, and that stuff. So there are documents that we do require to really show proof of your income and your family size. And then based on that, you can get approved for fee assistance. Most of our programs, if this is at least $35 or over, you can get fee assistance applied to it. The only thing that it doesn't apply to is we used to do trips and excursions pre-COVID. So hopefully if we bring those back, you can join me on trips and excursions. We have our lead play, and then there are some select programs that the fee assistance just cannot be a part of. And we do on the website, there's a whole listing of everything that qualifies for fee assistance. And to be clear, our child care programs, fee assistance does apply for that. So if parents need after school, before care, preschool, summer camp, they can apply for fee assistance and get the discount if they are approved. So right now, of course, it's busy. School is about to get out. So we're getting ready for summer season. Everyone is doing trainings, getting ready for new staff and returning staff. As you know, we haven't done summer camp and I feel like forever, but it's only been 2 years. So hopefully everything runs smooth this year. We start summer camp on June the 27th, and we're going to go all the way until August 18th. And there's various types of specialty camps. We have culinary camps, sports camps, dance camps, STEAM camps, equestrian, golf. Like we have a gambit of specialty camps that we offer. So there's endless opportunities for individuals to sign their kids up for. And then we also have our regular explorers camp, which is more traditional camp. Just the activities vary. Some sessions are 1 week, some sessions are 2 weeks. Senator Griffin, I heard you mention you like the arts. We have performing arts camps all over where they're doing claymations, design, acting, just a whole bunch of different stuff. And we even, some of our camps start at 3 years old. We call them Wee Wonders. So that's the preschoolers from 3 to 5. Then our traditional camps start from 6 to 17. Camp start this year actually is going to be 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. We made that adjustment this year. We used to do morning care and offer it for parents to go to work very early in the morning. So we used to start morning care at 7 a.m. and then we went to 9. But because we're still struggling getting personnel and staff, we decided that we'd just stretch it a little bit and have the program start at 8 o'clock this year and at 4:30. But for parents who get off after 5, they have an option of signing up for aftercare, which will run from 4:30 until 6 p.m. And again, like I mentioned earlier, the assistance, if they apply and they're approved, it can be applied for summer camp. We just require parents for every week or every session that they're going to sign up their kid, they pay at least a $50 deposit fee, which holds their kid's spot. And then when it's time for that payment to be due, that $50 is credited to their account. Okay. All right. And we still don't virtual programs. So you heard earlier in my little quick, bio, we have virtual content. So I'm actually for the department, I'm the lead for virtual Clubhouse. So it was a program that we started in 2020 when the pandemic first hit, that we wanted to be able to provide some type of summer activity. And although we weren't connected to the kids in person, we knew we was in a virtual world. So we decided to continue that. And so right now we have about 260 participants registered throughout the summer so far for our virtual program and content. So we do know that people are still interested in virtual programs. And again, those pretty much operate the same time with summer camp. So June 27th through August the 18th. And it's still a wide variety of opportunities. So STEM, art, is all virtual. And the way this is set up is different. So it's a $50 application fee for 2-week sessions or $25 for the 1-week sessions. And the parents can just keep registering whichever sessions. And the one thing that we realized with this is parents from all over the county was registering for camp. So if I'm down here at Harmony Hall, and a parent has a kid all the way in Laurel, they can still register, be a part of my camp, and because they're virtual. But we also had individuals who weren't actually in the state that signed up for our camps. So we started saying that we was getting a wider reach of participants because we were in a virtual world. And of course, they pay a higher fee because they're not a county resident. And of course, we have various forms that parents will have to fill out, waivers, information documents. So there's a whole gamut of stuff that we still require parents to fill out, especially for the in-person. All right, so now, as you heard me say, we're getting up for the summer. Summer opens up everything. So we're now in summer season for special events, regional events, swimming pools. It's a bunch of outdoor summer vacation style stuff. So our summer season for us started June 1st and we go all the way to August 31st. We have a virtual guide and we actually print the guide too. Our guide is our booklet or magazine that shows the whole gamut of everything that we're offering that we were able to capture for the department. And you can pick one up at any community center or any of our facilities in general, or you can just always go to pgparks.com and you can print or download the virtual copy. So now, this is a good part for me. I'm over at String Teams. So String Team programs that any individual is 10 years old to 17. Sometimes 18-year-olds, because we know they're still in high school, they may not have graduated yet. So we still provide opportunities for them to do recreation programs. And the good thing about the String Teams for us is they take over our buildings on Fridays and or Saturdays from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. So they got the building. So they don't have to worry about anybody else. And they can do a wide range of programs and activities. So we've done culinary, STEM, acting, sports, of course, because we know that brings them in for most of them. Special events, socials, just to kind of give them their own kind of population of stuff that they want to do. And we also encourage them to tell us what they're interested in. So some communities have youth or teen councils or ambassadors that kind of serve to say, hey, this is what my peers are looking to do. And we also go out and do outreach in some of the schools in our specific areas to connect with the community that way. We bring them into our program because we know the schools have our participants. And like I mentioned earlier, the things we encourage them to get a youth ID card. It's free. And so when they come into the building, they scan their card too, so we can check them. And so we realized that also helps us kind of produce the numbers to kind of show the data that we need to say who we're serving, how we're serving, and that kind of thing. So right now, some of the community centers within your district, we have Westphalia that we mentioned earlier. Their teen night is Fridays and Saturdays, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Lake Arbor Community Center is Fridays and Saturdays, 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. Largo Kettering Perrywood Community Center is on Fridays only from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And it varies at other different facilities. So as you see, some facilities have 2 days, some days have 1. One thing that we went through a while ago when we was doing budget adjustments, we had to kind of make a sacrifice on not being able to offer that program for every community, every Friday and Saturday. So we kind of looked at what were their highest attended nights, and we kind of try our best to stick with that as the offering. But we then also realized there were some communities that really needed to have it both days. I'm sorry, and then one other thing I'm going to talk about is stream teams. In relation to the summer, we have this program called Safe Summer. So Safe Summer is like an extended version of Teen Night. It's only in specific areas, but sometimes they go into 12 a.m. Actually, this year we decided to do up until 11:30 p.m. So if it's a Friday night, I want to think of a facility that might be in your area. So just say if Westphalia had a Safe Summer program on a Friday night, they will actually be done at 11:30 opposed to 10 o'clock. So we extended a little bit more. But it's only certain facilities, they get the same thing where they get additional funding to produce and provide extra activities for those communities. And the staff get paid a little bit more because they're working longer. So they kind of get a shift differential for that because it's an extended time. So I just wanted to throw that out. And Safe Summer will actually start June the 27th and go into August the 20th. And it's at various locations. And on our website, you can actually see that. And of course, we're all inclusive, so fun for everyone. So regardless of your gender or sexual orientation or belief, we include everyone. And so we're actually getting ready for the Life in the LGBTQ plus Pride celebration on Friday, June the 24th, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Kitland Community Center. And they have a lot of other different things that's about to take place. As you know, right now, one of the opportunities is ending probably in a couple of minutes. So we have that available for those who want to come out and celebrate. And then of course we have yoga in the park. Those go all over. So for right now in your district, we do it at Watkins Park every Tuesday. It started on May 31st. It'll go all the way to August the 30th. It's free, 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. It's at Watkins Park. You can register for free and just come out. A lot of times the yoga in the park has a good 20 to 30 people just out there enjoying nature, having a really good time. And then of course we have fitness in the parks. Usually they take place on Saturdays. And it's at Watkins. Well, this is at the Woodmore Town Center Park. So you can come work out a little bit and then go shop. And of course, we always talk about employment opportunities as we're always hiring and seeking new employees. One great opportunity is Aquatics. The good thing for us is we actually train some people to become lifeguards. So we're really able to find teens or youth who are at least 16 years old who are interested in swimming or doesn't know how to swim, but can learn the skills to become a lifeguard, and then they become and get employed. And so we start off lifeguarding at $17.50. And our regular minimum wage, it starts at 15, which is something that we just implemented this January. So hopefully that entices people to kind of come in and get some jobs, put a little dollars in their pocket. So that's how we are. And then of course, we're getting ready for Juneteenth celebration at Watkins Park. I promise you, it's going to be a lot of people out there. It has a huge following, and people have been waiting for the Juneteenth celebration to come back. So it's going to be next Saturday, June 18th at Watkins Regional Park from 12 noon to 5 p.m. Free event. They're all friends and family. Come out, see a whole bunch of stuff. The drumline will be there as one of the featured performers, and the band auxiliary will be there. So we can try to recruit youth to join these free programs and really find some good ways to express themselves. We have senior line dance party. It's going to be Friday, July the 22nd, 9 a.m. to noon. It is a $32 event, but they dance for a really long time. They have a good time. They party. I can't keep up with them, but they get it going. And then we also have Bingo Fest on Friday, August the 12th. 60 or older. It's free again, as long as they have the ID membership, they can register and attend for free. And this is going to be at the Camp Springs Senior Activity Center, Johnny Howard, and Lower Beltsville. So they have 3 locations that they can go to participate in that program and win some good prizes. And of course, we just encourage everyone to stay in touch with us. Go to any community center to find out any information they want. Sign up for our e-newsletter just to kind of keep abreast of what we're doing. Check us out on social media, or just call the help desk and say, hey, I would like to know what's going on in my community. And they can get as much information as possible. So we definitely try to do our best to connect with the community and keep them involved and up to date about what we're doing. And that is all I have.
Thank you so much. That was really, really helpful. I wanted to stop you at a couple of points during your presentation, going almost back to the beginning. I was wondering if there was any way you could pull up. I saw that there was a link for the guide, and I didn't know if it was active, but I would love it if there's any way you could pull up that guide online so that we could see that.
Let's see if it would do it. Okay. Let's see.
Because I haven't seen one, I haven't seen it electronically. And I know that having seen the catalog as you described it in person, it is jam-packed full of information. And for those that aren't familiar with it, it might be helpful just to get a sense, because the information in there in the guide ranges from, like you said, the yoga and the physical activities to different classes that you all offer. And yeah, didn't work.
So this is the old guide. Just want to give you
yeah, just so we can see one. Yeah, that'd be fine. So
again, we normally print out, it's about a 11 by 17, but it really opens up to a giant book. It tells you all of the community centers, parks, ponds, specialty facilities, our historic facilities, our nature centers. So everything that we have as a department is in this book in some form, whether it's just address, telephone number, how to rent that. Tells you about how to register for
Or
activities.
we're not seeing the book.
You're not?
No, I'm still seeing your slide page. I thought it was just me, but
Okay,
uh,
hold on. Let's
yeah.
see if I need to do something different.
Okay.
Let's see. What about now?
There it is.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back.
Yes.
All right. So this is our guide. This is an old one, like I was saying. But so it pretty much tells you, it's like I call it an encyclopedia because there's so much information in it. But it has a listing by administrative services, who to call, our different divisions. We kind of went through a synergy thing now, so there's technically no more central area. It's kind of been merged within Northern Recreation Leisure Services and Southern Recreation Leisure Services. So earlier when I mentioned about we split at the Central Avenue, that's how we did. So some facilities went to the north and then some came out to the south.
I think.
So I think for you, Senator Griffith, some of yours kind of overlap both divisions.
Adriana's put a link to the guide into the chat for anyone who's interested. Thank you, Adriana.
It's in this tells you again how to register. But I'm just going to kind of go through so you can kind of see. And we also do a summer guide too. So summer camp guide, so similar thing. Parents can have a list of all the summer camps that we're offering. And then we do another one for summer playgrounds. I wish I could have spoke about it. But summer playgrounds is our summer camps that are held within Prince Georgians County school system. So we call them playgrounds because they're part-time sites. So they only operate from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. And we don't provide before or after care for that program. And it's a cheaper program. So most of the times our camps are between $180, $260, just depending on what type of camp parent registered for. But this particular camp, the playgrounds are $60 for the entire summer. So 6 weeks and they only play $60. The only other side to that is everything is a la carte. So if we were in a regular summer, if they had swimming, the participants got to pay for bus transportation and pool admissions. If we had a field trip, they had to pay for that field trip admission. So it has some offsetting costs. But that particular program called Summer Playgrounds will only cost a parent $60 per child. And if the parent gets the independence card or SNAP, as long as they have a certified letter in their card, they can actually get it reduced even cheaper than that. So they end up paying roughly $6 per child for the summer if they have a certified independent card. But again, talk about our virtual programs, in-person trips. So this is it's a lot of information, but we kind of break it down by age and the category. So if it's a dance class under performing arts, you can look at that, see all the performing arts class that you're interested in, Senator Griffith. So then you can come take your tap class over here, ballet somewhere else. It'll be listed under dance.
I love that you said tap or ballet. But I also noticed that you had some crafts and other hobbies. Are those going to be happening in person this summer at because I tend to have I go from, I guess, probably to Perrywood, Westphalia, Suitland, even down to South Tech Rec. I have folks down in those areas.
So the unique thing with us is facilities can be as creative as possible. But we also have in the department, we are like one giant organization. So we have our Arts and Cultural Heritage Division. We have our Natural Resources Division. We have Park Rangers. And so they actually provide classes too. So a lot of times people just assume that the community centers and the recreation centers provide classes and outreach. And almost every division do it. So where I am now here at SART, they have a staff member, one of the rangers, she does a basketball class. And so she charges, for people to come out and learn basketball. You can either do it in person or you can pay for the shipping and they'll ship your supply to you. You can just log in virtually while they're teaching how to do basketball.
Wow.
So there's a lot of opportunities for people who have those special or unique interests. And this is where the guide comes in, where you can just look through and see. You're like, oh, I didn't know they offered that. It probably is offered at some point or another.
So
have
everything from
concerts.
cooking classes to basket weaving, different blank quilt making, and all of
I've
those.
seen it all. We have Watkins Nature Center. I'm gonna talk about Watkins Nature Center because that's in your district. Individuals just come in and see the animals. There's no fee. Just come in and see the animals. Old Maryland Farm. Just go out there and see the farm and the pig and the cows and the horse and the bunnies. It's right there for you to see. So there's a whole lot of things that people can go see. And most of the stuff is either free or reduced rate costs.
So you were about to talk about concerts, and I know one of the things that has been just a real asset in Prince George's County. I have heard some just really great artists perform. You just pull up and pull a blanket out of the back of your car, and if you got some bug spray, you might want to bring it. But
yes, so again, we're just gonna talk about summer because that's where we are right now. Watkins Park is getting ready for their summer concert series.
okay,
It's free. I believe the schedule should be ready to come out. Every week they have a different style of band. Free come out, bring your lawn chair or a blanket, your own food if you want to, and just listen to free music. And we also do movies in the park. So cinemas in the park. So we have some movies that we're licensed to show. Same thing. Just pull up, bring whatever comfortable thing, refreshments. So now you don't have to worry about sneaking in your popcorn or your candy into the movie theater. You just sit in the park. We just ask you to clean up your spot after you're done. But yeah, and these are free, and most of them take place throughout the summer. And so it's definitely some opportunities out there for people just to enjoy.
how would we have folks on the Zoom now and folks that will probably watch this via YouTube? How would they find out? I know that there used to be like Thursday night concerts in the park or Shakespeare in the park or things like that. How would people find out what's coming up this summer at Watkins Park?
So Troy Sevilla is the coordinator for concerts in the park and cinemas in the park at Watkins.
Okay.
And so he would definitely be the individual that you're going to reach out to. And we'll make sure to get you the contact information and his email so that you can share with the individuals. But he would be the one that does it. I know right now it's in the production stage of getting the flyers approved, but they're ready to go. He's provided his schedule. He's just getting the marketing material finalized so that information can go out. And I believe he'll start at the end of this month. So I think the 29th may be his very first one. And I think it go all the way through the end of July. But it's a really good schedule. And then we're also mirroring the same thing in the southern part of the county. Ours are more rotational. So it's not going to be as stationary as the one at Watkins Park, but we're offering similar. So in their offset days, so if there's a concert on a Wednesday, ours may be on a Thursday, or so people can actually shop around and get all this free entertainment to enjoy with their friends and family.
Excellent, excellent. And I know if you can share those contacts with our office, what we generally do after Let's Talk is send a communication out both to all of the people who registered, but the folks on our list. So we'll be able to let folks know the information you shared and, also what's coming up. So once those flyers or calendars become available, we're happy
Absolutely.
to share.
Yes, we can definitely share that with you so you can send that information out to anyone. And hopefully the website will be updated too. And we normally put stuff up there. If it's not on the main website, we have a calendar of events. and people can go there and just see everything that's been offered. Because normally we upload stuff on the calendar of events as well.
I have one other question, and then I'm going to turn it to Letitia to see if any check the chat and see if anyone else has questions. My other question I wanted to ask, in your presentation, you talked a little bit about Juneteenth. That's actually coming up this Saturday. And you mentioned there's going to be drumline. What other types of activities in that 12 to 5 event might people look for?
From what I remember when we talked about it a while ago, there's gonna be some African dance, some spoken word,
Nice.
some food vendors, some arts and crafts. Hopefully I can bring out my skate truck. Right now we're only doing it for internal events. We
Mhm.
normally would send it out to like different community events, but because it's internal, we may have that as an option. We're still kind of being careful about navigating through COVID and still respecting where we are at the current time. Music, food, games, just some stuff for people to kind of come out, socialize, network, and be outside. And that's put on together by Arts and Cultural Heritage. So they're the ones that are organizing that. They also organize our Black History Month celebration. And they also have different workshops and seminars that cater to different cultures and historical aspects. So, yep, and they oversee some of our historic sites as well.
Nice, nice. Letitia, were there any questions or that you have or any questions in the chat?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Jones, for your presentation. Would you mind telling us what the age ranges were for the free registration on the portal? I know you said like a younger age and a older age. Senior age.
Yes, so for youth, we recommend ages 5 years old to 17. 18 gets a little tricky, like I said, because they may still be in high school, but they're 18. And so that's free for youth. And then seniors, 60 years old and older. And the good thing about what I mentioned, I should have said about seniors and the teens, if they have a membership, they can actually use our fitness centers for free. For the teens, we do recommend if they're under the age of 16, they got to be accompanied with an adult. But for seniors, they can just sign up for the fitness center for free, and that's their membership card. And we just call them either your senior ID card or youth ID card. It's still the same card. It's just based on age.
Is there a way to sign up for people who are not necessarily technologically savvy? Like, can you come into the community center and fill out and get a card that way?
Yep. So you actually get your card in the community center anyway. So you would have to come into the community center to receive your physical card. Because we have to activate the card because it's based on barcodes, and every card has their own specific barcode. But yep, so if individual can create their account online, like I was mentioning earlier, but for them to be verified for the address, they actually have to go to one of our facilities to get the address verified. And once they do that, they're interested in getting an ID card or a membership card, they can sign up right there.
And that also goes for signing up for different activities and events. You can do that in person also, correct?
We're completely open. So at one point we weren't because of, it was the whole COVID and we were shut down. So we was requiring everybody to register online. But now they can come into any community center and register for any program. There are some programs that you have to go to a specific facility for just because it has other restrictions and stuff like that. So you can, like for swimming, most of the time you have to go to that particular aquatics facility because there are levels and there are questions that most of us at community centers may not know. And so they have to, like, you can't go in if you never take swim lessons before and sign up for a level 3 swimming. They want to make sure. So there are some restrictions. So you do have to go to those facilities based on the program restrictions.
Okay. I also heard you say about employment opportunities that, well, some things you can't do because you don't have the level of staffing that you once had. So I know you said lifeguard, but can you speak to the fact that you guys do have employment opportunities available and people are looking for work? So
yes.
Can we do this as you answer that? Can we unshare the screen so I can see you? Yes, so we can see the room and everything, because this is important. People looking for jobs, let's do it. Okay.
Yes, we are in need of staff. Very good staff, energetic staff. We do start, you have to be at least 16 years old before workers permit. And we do background check on everyone. So we do a full background check, nationally and locally. So there's 2 backgrounds that you have to clear both. But there are plenty of job opportunities from customer service representatives, special event staff, rental staff, summer camp staff, which is definitely needed. So there's a wide range. Our website, pgparts.com, if someone scroll at the bottom, there's a link for employment, and it has a full list of full-time and seasonal positions that we have. And we highly recommend individuals take a look, see what they're interested in, sign up for. But I know for a fact, we definitely need summer camp staff. I can speak for myself really quickly. I have 3 teen camps that I'm hoping to run for the summer playgrounds. And right now I only have 4 staff. And so we on average need at least 6 to 7 staff per camp for my age. And the interesting thing for me, because I have teen camps, I have to hire at least people at least 21 years or over. And the other thing I would like to say is nothing against our women, but we are in desperate need of men staff. We need male staff. We know that male staff have a huge impact positively on youth, particularly young males. And so we're definitely looking for staff that can help be positive influences and impacts on youth.
And the minimum wage is $15 across the board?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, and that's something that we did back in January. We decided, because we were in the need of staff and just looking at how things were going, the department decided to jump. So we were projected to go to 15 in 2025, but they decided, because of where we were as a nation and the county, hey, let's go ahead and move it up now. So we knew that we were trying to take a budget hit, but we knew it was something that was needed based on the state that we were in or are in.
Okay. And I think I heard you say, did you say skate truck? Is that what you said that you wanted to bring out?
Yeah, so I have, well, for me, I have 2 mobile skate trucks, which are roller skates. It's free. They just got to wear socks. We have a skateboard truck, and then we have a mobile activity center, which is just a big box truck that have recreational equipment, arts and crafts, games. So we can pull up at any park and just tell people to meet us there, and we can do outdoor activities.
That's a really good question, Letitia. I just want to jump in there real quick. So this activity bus and skate bus, are there like family reunions that can use these? Like, what are the kind of restrictions? Does it need to be a public entity or organization that hosts?
Yes, so we only are permitted to do schools and churches and elected officials. So those are the only ones that are outside, just because I mean, there's still fees, but when we start getting into families or, commercial aspect, there's a lot more liability that comes into it.
Sure.
So, but the churches, schools, and political or elected officials, they can reserve it. There is a fee associated with it,
Sure.
but it just varies.
And the employment opportunities are available for seniors also, is that correct?
Absolutely. So we don't. The youngest age is 16. If you're 16 and older, you're eligible to be employed with us.
Okay. And what about volunteer opportunities?
So we do volunteer. We're kind of moving slowly with volunteers. A lot of times we get the youth, kids 13, 14, 15 years old, and then some other adults too. But we've been very careful with how we've done volunteers lately, just because we're still in COVID. A lot of times we look for volunteers for like our festivals and special events. So sometimes it's those one-time things. But we do have a volunteer coordinator in both divisions or most divisions. I'm not sure who would be the volunteer coordinator for your district, I believe it would be Christy Urban, but I could be wrong. And then we have a department-wide person who oversees like all volunteer services. Her name is Teresa Gardner-Williams.
Okay, thank you, Adriana
And you
put
can
the link.
actually go to our website and see volunteer opportunities, because we're always looking for volunteer coaches for our youth leagues. So we look for that. So our ICB league, which is basketball or flag football, we look for volunteer coaches for that.
Perfect. Adriana did put the link to the career opportunities in the chat if anybody's interested in clicking on that. So I think we covered from at least 3 to whatever the oldest age is in Prince George's County, as far as camps, trainings, employment opportunities. Is anything else that anybody think was not covered? And we can ask Mr. Jones.
I could do this all night as somebody's preparing to put their question in the chat or raise their hand. We didn't talk about those. And if for those of you that don't know, we have an award-winning parks and rec system in Prince George's County. We are known across the state and across the country for just the variety. I mean, just the page on the guide that was just last taken down, I saw sign language courses. I mean, there's just something for everyone at Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Department of Parks and Rec. We didn't touch on the historic facilities that we have in the county. And I don't know if you want to, Mr. Jones, touch on that a little bit. I know that there's a special division that deals with that. And if folks are interested in knowing more, like Oxen Manor and some of those other facilities.
Yeah, so Oxen Manor, I know it's not quite in your district, it's further south.
Okay, we use the whole county.
But it's really nice. And they're actually going through a renovation where the slave quarters is now becoming a museum. It's really like, when I first joined the department, got a tour, I was like, wow, like to actually see it. And now see how they kind of changing it to a museum. There's the first African-American school right here in Capitol Heights, off of Central Avenue, actually.
Is that the Rosenwald?
Yeah. It's in the cut.
Yes.
So you got to get to it, but it's and they still have some of the artifacts there, so to kind of see that stuff. So again, we have a lot of things just where people can just go and explore Prince George's County, and it's literally in their backyard. And sometimes people don't really know that it's there. Before I went to the Rosewood School, I passed it every day. And then years ago, Strike Force had an early morning 4:00 a.m. call to be on the news to talk about Juneteenth. And that was my first time going.
That was originally Rosenwald School. That's what it is. Yep. Okay.
So that you have the Newton White Mansion, which is in the Bowie Mitchellville area. Beautiful. Like they have a lot of weddings and business
and golf
events. Golf courses right there. Yeah. Right off of Pennsylvania Avenue, there's the Showplace Arena. They do a lot of equestrian shows and tournaments and cheer competitions and concerts. It's literally no excuse for our residents to say there's nothing for them to do. It's so much here. To the point it can be overwhelming when you're trying to just figure out what to look for. But once you see it, and I'm from North Carolina, so I'm not really used to having so much at my footsteps. And so seeing it here, I'm like, it's so much to do right here that I don't really have. I can't really say I don't have nothing. And I really try to use that same message when I talk to the community and just to tell them what's out there. You just got to venture out a little bit from your territory or your neighborhood, but it's literally there. If you can think it, I'm sure one of our facilities, one of our parks have thought about it and found a way to bring it to life.
Well said. If there are any other questions or concerns or ideas or comments, this would be the time. You can unmute yourself or use your raise hand feature. Team members, that's you, that's anyone on the Zoom. We have Mr. Jones and we just peppering him with all we got. Are there any other, I see
Ms. Banks has her hand raised. I'll unmute you. Unmute yourself, Ms. Banks.
I apologize for that. I thought I was unmuted. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Brenda Banks. I am at the Upper Marlboro Community Center. We have a senior club and we meet every Wednesday from 10 to 2. It's new. We just started the first Wednesday in May, and we have a lot of activities like line dancing, exercise, tours, trips. We went to the African Museum on Memorial Day. We have a trip to the Museum of the Bible, and it's just starting. So we're just trying to get things together, but we have a picnic that's coming up on the 22nd of June. All the residents, I've emailed out the list that I have people who live in Upper Marlboro, but it's open to anyone, any resident in Prince George's County. So the dues are $5 a month, and that's just for refreshments. So if anyone is interested or you know someone, come by and stop by and see us. We're doing pretty good. We have arts, crafts, line dancing, exercise, ceramics, and we've come a long ways in just a couple of months here. Well, a couple of weeks.
Ms.
here.
Banks,
So
I want to say I'm really glad to hear that. So one thing I didn't talk about, senior programs fall under my privy. And so Ayana had reached out to me and said, hey, I would like to start a senior social club. And I was like, make it happen. Like, tell me what you want.
yes,
I got my team to design a
Good.
flyer, and she was so excited to hear about the first meeting. So I'm really glad to hear that you all have taken that and really brought it to full life. Because she was kind of worried if it wouldn't go as well, but it's really good to hear that you all invested in that and really are supporting that idea. And a lot of other community centers have senior programs. So it's really good to hear that a new one is kicking the ground and running fast. So it's really good to hear that.
and
Thank
again,
you.
that's for 60, that's 60, Miss Banks, 60 and
60
older.
plus.
Okay,
And we have
so
about 2 numbers right now.
I'm about 357 days away from being able to join that club. So look out for me June 5th next year. I'll be running your way.
Well, wait, Senator Griffin, because we can't do age overrides. So if
Oh,
they can do an age override and let you in.
oh boy. Okay, I might
Come
find
on,
my way over.
yes. We'll be
Okay,
glad to have you. Come see us.
sounds fun.
Ms. Irving.
Yes, I might have missed it, but did we mention the Sports and Learning Center?
I didn't, but sports
Please-
learning, the Wayne
Yeah,
Curry
please
Sports
mention
Learning
that,
Complex.
because it has so many, I know the seniors use it, but I've seen the gymnastics and others. So please talk about that, because that's definitely a premier facility.
Sure. Yep. So I'm gonna talk about as much as I can about sports learning. Sports learning is a really big, nice facility. They have a indoor pool, indoor water slide, not really big, but they have gymnastics. They have a food court. They have meeting spaces. They have an indoor track and field. So they've held the MEAC, which is the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. They've held their conference, their indoor conference track there. They also have outdoor amenities as well. I believe it's a football field there and some outdoor fitness, playground. They have a kids care program there for after school. And of course they have teen night as well. So their memberships are different though. So I do want to be clear. I know I kind of talked about what the smaller community center membership fees are. Wayne Curry and a couple of other large complexes, because they're so big, they offer more amenities, their fees are higher. I don't recall what's their fees off the top of my head, but I can tell you it is a big difference. But it's a really, really nice facility, plenty of parking. It's right outside of FedEx Field. No, I'm sorry, not FedEx Field. Yeah, FedEx Field. So it's right there. So depending on if it's concert night, football night, parking can be crazy in the area. But it is one of the areas that we call the impact zone. So because those communities within that community center were going to be impacted, they have an impact fee. So they actually pay a lower rate because they're surrounded by the impact that was done when that facility was built. But it's really nice. They offer classes, workshops. They've always done a Black History big event. They do rentals, parties. There's a school upstairs as well, if I remember correctly. That's with, it's like, I don't want to call it alternative school, but they used to have like an academy school upstairs that used to meet during the day. It may have stopped since the pandemic or whatever, but and I don't know if their food court, they had like a little deli area where you can get food. They have a really nice fitness center. That's really, really nice. Nice equipment. They got an indoor walking track, spin room, sauna room. Like they have a lot of stuff there. But again, because they have so many amenities, you pay more.
Ms. Sharma?
And they were a testing site and a vaccination site when it passed. And so they were busy. So while most of the department was shut down, Wayne Curry was one of the first ones that stayed open and was constantly busy. So they never really got a chance to reset and adjust like a lot of the other centers. But that just shows the nature of what they could do and what we did for the community to just make sure that people were adjusting through COVID-19.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. I was just encouraging people to visit some of the museums. I visited the Donald Chance right up here in Upper Marlboro, and I was amazed at the history. That whole place was a waterfront. I had no idea what it was like, and they gave you all the history. And the other thing that house is famous for is that you can learn how to make ginger house. They have a show that you can make a gingerbread house during the summer, and I think it's in December month. So they show you how to make these gingerbread houses. When I had my nieces, we went there and they made a gingerbread house. I still have it, but it is really fun. So try to visit some of those museums. You learn so much about where you live. And this is right in my backyard.
Right in your backyard. We also have the College Park Aviation Museum. Just talk about flying. And to see those artifacts and things, there's a plane sitting inside the room. I believe the airport is still active in some capacities because you can see like some planes, like small private planes just sit outside. So again, it's so much stuff. We have indoor ice skating rinks, pools, plenty of parks. It's so much that people can do. You can probably go find something to do every day and still not catch up within a year.
Wow. Anything else, Letitia? You see anyone else?
That's all in the chat.
Okay. Well, JuWann Jones, we just want to thank you. We know that that we could probably, and I could go back and forth all night because I just want to know it all. And I just think we are so fortunate in Prince George's County. As you said, there are things happening every day of the week, year round, from the Festival of Lights that ends our year right at the holiday season. And we start back off with just wonderful opportunities and things to engage in. I thank you so much. I know that you had not known some time ago that you would be our presenter this evening. We have great friends at Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Department of Parks and Recs, and throughout the agency. And we just want to thank Juanita for introducing us to you. And we worked with Jackie Woody and Letitia, the other
Adriana
Ramirez, and you know, the whole team, you all were very accessible and just worked well with Letitia and the team and helping to make this happen. We want to be the town criers. So we just want to invite everyone on this Zoom to share the good word about what's happening in Prince George's County. Some of our neighbors don't even know of all of these rich resources that we heard about this evening. So Ms. Banks, also you please share with us any flyers, any activities that we can include in our newsletters. We can't send the catalog out, but we can certainly remind people where to go to get it. Mr. Jones, you were fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing this incredible information with us and being a part of Let's Talk. We have had, you know, healthy eating with Sherma, and we've had information about wills and funeral planning. We've had information about, what are some of the other topics, Letitia, that we've had? We've just had a variety
Job
of
opportunities.
we had Walter
planning.
Simmons come and talk about jobs. That's, look, folks, there's money on the table. And you heard him say it doesn't matter what age. So let's get folks to work, and then we can earn some money and we can shop and eat and recreate right here in Prince George's County. Then we have money to go to the grocery store to get our snacks, to have our free concert at Watkins Park and watch movie night and all of that stuff. Let's keep the cycle going and just invest and reinvest in this incredible county. We are working together to make sure that this is the county that people can enjoy a quality of life regardless of age. And what you've described, Mr. Jones, is just that. So we want to applaud you and the entire Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Department of Parks and Rec for the services you offer our community. Let's keep talking about what's happening and make sure that we take advantage of the services that you all are providing. Team, have I forgotten anything? How do people access this? Can somebody share how people can share the YouTube link or how they can access this? Is that? Najee has our.
I was just going to put it into the chat. And we'll also, when we do the, in case you missed it, we'll include in the links that were in the chat and the schedule that Ms. Banks shared about the senior group.
So we actually have folks that joined at various points in this program. So again, as Letitia just said, we're going to have an in case you missed it summary of this presentation that will go out. If you receive the invitation to this event, you will receive the summary along with the YouTube link so that you can catch this valuable information. And you can always visit your nearest Maryland National Capital Park and Planning facility in your community. I believe there are over 40 facilities in Prince George's County. Visit a facility, get one of those phenomenal catalogs, the encyclopedia of what to do in Prince George's County. And I hope to see you all out and about this summer. With that, that concludes this installation of Let's Talk. A round of applause for Mr. Jones and the team. Thank you all so much for being here. And we'll look forward to seeing you next month at Let's Talk.